to hit that one in the dark, flying down the lake. Yeah, I can see you upside down. Right, so we are going up an area here. It's Ramadan. This is a fasting month. So there's a lot of people who aren't fishing this month because it's pretty hot and difficult to be outside fishing if you're not drinking. So I should have this area to myself. I don't always come up here. We shall see. So I'm going to run this bank. There's a huge bay up the top, which is really good. This is going to be very hard. If I get this one, I'll be very impressed, especially after not getting the ones that were easy. So there's a set out here. They're big. You can actually see them under the surface. They're long, and they're big babies. Shot. If I put that fucking fly in the right place, I would have just had that fish. I am just out of this fucking training. I'm gonna have to work on my shot. Here they come to the boat. They can't come right here to the boat. They're right under the boat. They're looking at me. Hello. There you go. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So I have to go back here to the drawing board because, you know, I have to make these shots. So I'll do that when it's a fucking leaf. Jesus. Say nothing. Just out here looking for snakehead. It's been a bit hard recently actually. There are babies around, but because I'm doing a lot of Zoom teaching, I'm having to base myself where I've got internet reception. So I'm not getting to the fish the places that I normally would. In fact, I've come down the lake a bit today to try and get into a less fished area, but I should really be another hour down the lake. But I got another Zoom lesson in 4 hours, so I haven't got time to go down there. Yes. Take it back. They both came up. Shaky. Come on. You know, it's really difficult to turn that fish. That's why they're so difficult to land. forgotten how to land fish. It's been so long. Let me get the angle down so you can see it coming in the net. Alrighty, so there we go. Pretty fish. Look at that. Got my friend. Thank you. Wow, thought the first shot was good, but hey, there we go. First fish in a while. We're good. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try, I've got a new line to try out for the HT8. This is the Bonefish 8 that I use from SA, and it's a really great line and really good to me. Sending me these, and then from Ballistic, Lee Davidson, he sent me a Bonefish 8 with their saltwater 8 with a long head to try, and I'm curious to see what that's like. So there's something I'd like to talk about, and I actually went, the purpose of this video was actually to talk about our fly rods, and as I went round fishing I was talking about them, but then when I came to play it back as I was editing this movie, I realized you couldn't hear me because of the noise of the outboard. You'd be like, what longer fasting, what is that? So I'll just sum up the important bits. And it was really about the HT8 because that's the one I'm using here. This one here, this Sexy Lips rod that we've made. This isn't actually my original one, but this is my 6-weight which I use for gourami, and this is the original. This is actually serial number 4. So I've had this rod now for over 10 years, and I still think it's the best 6-weight available. Probably the best 6-weight ever. Of course, I'm maybe I'm influenced a little bit, particularly because it was designed for me. I designed it. I knew what I wanted and I got it, so it kind of fits me like a glove. But I really can't imagine it making it any better. There is this myth which a lot of companies are perpetuating at the moment, which is that, especially for the marketing, which is this idea that your rod will be out of date in 3 or 4 or 5 years, or maybe even 2 years, like your phone. Like the technology is advancing. The truth is that is not the case. Some of the best rods I've ever cast were 20 or 30 years ago. The Loomis IMX, what an amazing rod that was, and it's a lot better than a lot of the rods that are available today, I can tell you. You didn't have to put a heavier line on that one to get any feeling out of it, right? So that was a wonderful rod. But there are others, Scott Tactical series, the Sage RPL, a little bit heavy, XP, I used that for a very long time. Mel Krieger's, the original DFR, not the one that was that came out slightly after, but the one he actually did was a fantastic rod. So it was certainly possible, and not much has really changed. I mean, the resins are a bit better, maybe the way we lay the carbon is a little bit better, but a lot of the stuff you come across to be different is pure marketing, and some of it is absolute fantasy. It's just not even true. So really it's about design, and as I say, if you're putting a heavier line on your rod to feel something, then there is a problem. That is not modern materials, that is just poor design, in my opinion. And I think there is something, you get a feeling, there's a comfort feeling around that. Knowing that your fly rod is going to be good for 10, 20 or 30 years. I don't think I'll be changing this 6-weight for the rest of my life, and I plan to live another 50 or more years. I honestly don't think it can be better. I can't imagine how it could be better. maybe some new material comes along, but what difference would it make? I have absolutely no idea. Absolutely no idea. And I tell you, this rod here, this 6-weight, has some fantastic memories for it. It's caught my largest trout. Oh no, it didn't. It was the HT8 that caught my largest trout. But it's got a lot of 7 and 8 pound trout in Russia. It's caught some huge carp. It's caught all my biggest gourami out of here. There's a lot of memories around that one. And this one here, the 8-weight, has been absolutely brilliant for me. That's really my go-to rod. And I think one of the differences is when you design a rod, it should, if I get one of these, it's got to bend here, it's got to have some flex here, otherwise you don't feel it. And it doesn't matter how heavy a line you put on, if there's no real bend here, you don't have the feel. If there's too much, it's a problem as well. There's rods that bend too much here, and it's really difficult to avoid tailing loops. So you need a rod that bends progressively. I think one of the other differences is, now, you know, because we do get the odd breakage from time to time from adventurous anglers, and our tip and our butts generally fit straight away. It's this middle section that's a problem, and it has to be. There's a lot of handwork involved in making that fit, and that's because we have different sloping mandrels between these two sections in here. And so when we for our repairs on that, we just want you to hacksaw off the ferrules. I don't want you sending rods back, not internationally, not to where we are. We've just taken back to the UK now. But just cut off the ferrules, and we'll build you a new section. And we build the new sections at cost. Originally that was quite a lot more expensive than lifetime guarantees and other companies, but I can see now we're actually cheaper than most on our repairs. We just want to keep them going. And instead of that lifetime guarantee, that goes with a rod. So if you've bought a second-hand HT, second-hand Sexadux rod, and you manage to break it somehow, it's fine. We'll honour that guarantee with you. And currently the current costs are, it's about £100. It is £100 now for a replacement section. We do that, and if we can reuse the rings, and you send us the rings, then we'll pass those costs, those savings on to you. Time of night, I have to change my sunglasses to the neons. There we go. And there's the babies out here, very small ones too. Put the old hat on. Done the elephant watching. It's time to do the fish catching. Maybe the elephant will come back out and have the elephant in the background. An interesting shot, because it was actually a very good shot. I couldn't see the actual fish, but I was going for the first one. The second one come up and I actually went for that, and I actually put a bloody good shot in. I would have sworn that one was going to eat. Just don't quite know how they turn down when you can't see them though. It should be game over. Well, one is definitely spooked, one isn't. caught on line. This it's actually a Rio. This line hurts a bit more. It's dry. Trick on this is just to hold it and then let it go like I used to fight them. Ow, ow. Ow. Come on, can't be going there. Come on. Boy. Yes. Beautiful. Beautiful. That's why I'm clever. I'll get a picture. That's 4 kilos. Look at that for a fish. What a beautiful fish. Lovely. Right, I want you to go back to your babies. They're over that direction. See them? Off you go. Thank you. Wow. It's a kind of a real bonus fish there because, you know, I put a really good shot in to begin with. It didn't eat. He actually bit a hole in my net there. I'm going to have to fix that up while it was in the water. I just noticed that. Yeah, they do. When you get them in the net, that there. See that? No hole in the net. But that's great. What a great evening. See, an elephant, had a fish chase the boat, chase a fly, chase a line. I had one on and off at the bank, and then that one. I mean, that's really nice. Tell you what, that line is a bit more painful than an SA. Still there, look, they've all gone back and living happily ever after. Just a bit wiser. So yeah, if you want to support us, because I know you probably do, you're probably like, how can we support Paul living in the jungle? You know, you might want to come out here, you might want to come fishing with me, and I'll have you and be guided by me, or take out the other boat and I look after you. That's a possibility. Maybe I don't want to promote this too much because I already have a lot of students, but I do fly casting courses via Zoom. That's another option. But the option I really want you to do is, when you buy your next rod, buy one of ours. It's the best rod in the world, in my opinion, and you'll certainly be supporting us in our life of debauchery. As you can see, I live a very energetic life out here.